Hello people of the internet, today we are here to ask the question, Vauban.
Yeah! What is it good for?
Indeed, what is the Warframe Vauban good for? To find out, we will take a look at its abilities inside the simulacrum and then take it out into the live environment to see them in action. Vauban's first ability is Tesla Nervos. Deploy a roller drone that attaches itself to enemies and delivers a burst of arcing electricity to anything in the immediate area. This ability allows you to deploy up to 4 roller drones at any time. Charge the ability to cast more than one at a time or cast them all separately, it's up to you. Once they are cast, they will attach to the nearest enemy and start sending out arcing electricity to it and surrounding enemies, which can stun them, CCing them periodically. Vauban's second ability is Mine Layer. Cycle through 4 deployable mines: Tether Coil, Flechette Orb, Vector Pad and Overdriver. To cycle through these abilities, you can simply tap the ability. To cast one, you need to hold and charge the ability. The first, Tether Coil, will tether 2 enemies together, applying slash damage and incapacitating them for its duration. Vauban can deploy up to 4 tether coils at any one time. The second of these abilities is Flechette Orb. This ability drops a hovering orb that fires high velocity nails in all directions, causing puncture damage to any enemy it hits. The damage of this ability is not too bad. Over its full duration, it will take out all 8 of these level 50 heavy gunners, so it's worth throwing into the mix when you have a number of enemies bunched together. The third is Vector Pad. This puts a kind of Mario Kart boost arrow on the floor that you can sprint over to get a speed boost for a couple of seconds. Handy for a swift retreat to extraction if you remember you have it, which I never do. The fourth is Overdriver. This ability will drop a damage increasing pad that will attach to the nearest ally and grant them a weapon damage buff. In my case, with my build, I get up to 4 to 5k hits average without this buff, and when applied I see around 7 to 8k hits, so it seems to be doing the 39% increased damage as indicated by the buff in the top right of the screen. Vauban's third main ability is Photon Strike. Drop a targeting beacon that calls in a devastating laser artillery strike. I would say this ability does exactly what it says on the tin, but to be honest, the devastating part is stretching it a bit. Now to be fair, I am using a very basic build with only Intensify and Augur Secrets to boost my ability strength, but even so, with those alone I would expect to see more damage than this from something that claims to call in a devastating laser artillery strike. Vauban's fourth main ability is Bastille. Erect a containment field to capture enemies and suspend them in stasis, stripping their armour. Hold to collapse all Bastilles into a single damaging vortex. This ability does as stated and suspends enemies, stripping their armour. Holding the ability down will collapse the Bastilles and pull everything into a single damaging vortex. Now you may be thinking that as this suspends the enemies and pulls them into a nice bunch with their armour stripped somewhat, now would be the time to pull out the devastating Photon Strike. So I did, and it still did nothing. Such a letdown, as these are only level 50 and many frames will be able to finish these off with a single ability, while Vauban here is struggling to do that with multiple. Even applying the electric orbs does not really help. Regardless of Vauban's shortcomings, this series is to find out what it is good for, so to do that we will head on out into the live environment. Vauban had a rework in and around the time DE had been trying to get us to run disruption missions. As such, I figured they would have probably worked him towards this game mode, so I took him to a few. For this example, I will be doing the disruption mission Kelpie on Sedna. As expected, Vauban does shine here, at least when it's against the Grineer. Against Corpus there are a lot of disruption orbed enemies that can spoil the fun, but here Vauban gets to use its full arsenal and control the fight for the most part. The survivability of Vauban can be called into question later on, as it's not as tough as its armour may suggest, so if you are going to be doing long sessions I recommend bringing a team with a decent healer or something, but for a couple of rounds Vauban can hold its own, and its CC abilities really help to slow down the amalgams, preventing them from destroying the conduits. They will not stop and suspend an amalgam as they will regular mobs, but Bastille will slow them down a little, pretty much like Frost's Snow Globe. If you set up Bastille, your Tesla Orbs and the Flechette Orb as the amalgam is approaching, you should be able to strip its armour and defeat it before it destroys the conduit for a few rounds. Now that we know what Vauban can do, you may be wondering how to get hold of this frame. As of right now, January 2020, Vauban Prime is available from the market and in-game from Void Relics. However, if it has been vaulted by the time you see this, then you can pick up the standard part blueprints via the Nightwave by purchasing them with Nightwave credits. Each part costs 25 credits, and for the most part you will earn 50 credits at each time you earn a Nightwave rank that holds credits. Once you have all 3 parts, you can head on over to the marketplace to purchase the main blueprint for 35,000 credits. So there we go, we have taken a look at Vauban and what it is good for. If you enjoyed this video, please help me out by giving it a like. If you would like to see me create a video like this for any other Warframe I have not yet covered, then let me know down in the comments below and I will try my best to do that. Also, please subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified when the next video arrives. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time.